What is up, guys? Just want to show you my fully restored Schwinn Crosscut. This is a 1991 classic hybrid bicycle, sold by Schwinn USA before they went to big box brand, and so this is truly a classic USA made bike. Just want to go over the bike a little bit and show you guys what the upgrade I have done to the bike, and in terms of group sets, and what my thoughts are for riding this bike in the city for commuting purpose. Okay, so first thing first, I have ridden it in pouring rain, I have ridden it in snow. This bike can handle pretty much anything you throwing at it. And when I got the bike, it was in its original setup with full Shimano Exage 400 LX Groupsets on the bike. However, a couple months ago, I was in a bicycle accident. So I was crossing the green light on the pedestrian lane, and a car just rammed me over, knocked me down off the bike, and it actually destroyed the front and the back wheel. So with that being said, the frame, I was lucky to actually recover the frame. So what I did was I sold all the original group sets on the bike because they were all still in great condition. The only thing that's broken is the wheel set. So I bought the brand new wheel set. I also went ahead and bought brand new group sets for the bike. This is a 9-speed group set, Shimano Acera M3000. So this is a fairly new group set, 9-speed setup, pretty much built for entry-level mountain bikes or a hybrid bike. And that's what I used for the new build. So today in this video, I just want to go through the whole bike and show you guys what the potential you're gonna get for restoring a really vintage, classic Cromoly lugged. So today in this video, I just want to show you guys what the potential you're gonna get from restoring a really, really good frame, a classic Cromoly design from a old bicycle. Okay, so let's go ahead and start from the cockpit riding area. Over here I have a believe it or not, a big box brand Schwinn bell. The bell I bought from Walmart. That's a big box, definitely a big box store bell. It's very cheaply made, however it works perfectly fine. I think it was like $8 or something. So there's that. I have a reflector that actually came with the bike, so I think this is the original white reflector in the front. I also had a Cyclolite Metro 800 set up here. I don't have the light with me, it's in the car. I also have my Garmin GPS Map 66 SR GPS that I use to track my riding in the city when I commute. So those are all already set up on the handlebar. So the handlebar is actually a carbon fiber, full carbon fiber Chinese handlebar. They call it the EC90 handlebar that you can see for sale all over eBay, and it's really cheap. I think it's $20 some shipped. So definitely a nice handlebar because it's very wide. The original handlebar, it's a flat bar, it's very narrow. So in terms of control, it actually feels kind of cramped. So that's why I upgraded to this really wide handlebar, and it actually does give me a lot more control, makes a bike a lot more nimble during riding. Okay, as you can see, Jaguar cable housing and shifter housing all over. Really good to upgrade because right now the shifting and the braking is like super smooth. It's like, it feels just like any other modern hybrid bike you're gonna buy from, you know, reputable bike sellers. But with this, it's really a classic. It's got sentimental values in it as well. Okay, so in terms of the brake, I selected the Avid Speed Dial 7. The plus side is Speed Dial 7 features a reach adjustment. So I have fairly smaller hands, so sometimes I dial the reach down a little bit, so the braking point is actually closer to me when I'm trying to brake, which actually helps with, you know, the emergency situation during braking. This is not new. I got this from my parts bin. This is like a Bontrager, just slip on bicycle grip. Works pretty good. Very sticky, very soft, very comfortable. So I did not use a new part for this. On the cockpit also, I have the, again, Acera 9-speed shifter over here. Really reliable, really good shifter. If you're looking for a whole group set, it only cost me $160 shipped on eBay. I'll post a link down below on where you can get it if you also have an old bike that you want to restore. Okay, so over here is the 3-speed front shifter, also the Acera M3000 series. Reliable shifter, entry level kind of. So it's nothing fancy, but it works, and it also comes with a gear indicator, so really no complaints there. Now moving down to the front of the bike, I had a brand new Avid single digit 7 brake set up in the front. The single digit 7, it's kind of Avid's back then top of the line brake. It's very durable, it's not terribly heavy, and it's just a well designed brake, V-brake. For mountain bike, for hybrid bikes, or any kind of old bike restoration, you should consider a single digit, either a 7 or a 5. Both of those works perfectly fine. The original Cromoly fork that takes a 700C wheels, and also takes tires up to, I believe, 38 to 42 inches. So it's a pretty wide gap. So you can use any tires you like. But for me, for city commuting, I'm just using my 723. It actually goes pretty fast for city commuting. I do have a 700 by 38. That tire is pretty thick, and I think a overkill for city commuting. It actually also goes much slower than a 700 by 23 tire. Okay, so that's the reason I use the 23 over here. This is a Specialized tire, the Specialized Pro, very sticky tire, very good gripping. Wears down pretty fast though. The wheel, so this is actually my CXP 22 wheel set that I had laying around. I put it on this bike and it actually works perfectly fine. So 700C, 9mm quick release in the front. And let's move to the crank set area. So again, beautiful Shimano Acera M3000 group set. And this group set is actually a pretty modern group set. I think it came out like 2018 or something like that. Quote me if I'm wrong. The M3000 series had a upgraded, very good looking crank. That's kind of, gives you a little bit of, action over there. It looks really nice instead of plain and boring. On the back, same thing with the derailleur. Looks very modern, right? A modern group set on a vintage bike. I think it's an interesting combination. Okay, so again, on the back is a 9-speed cassette. I believe it's Shimano's HG 200 9-speed, 11 to 32 tooth, I believe. Works pretty great for any kind of job you're throwing at it in the city, because paired with like a 3-speed front crank, it's more than enough to tackle any kind of job situation, especially for hill climbing. Okay. The derailleur, yes, M3000, and installation of the new group sets onto the old bikes is actually pretty easy, pretty painless. So I forgot to mention the bottom bracket. It's actually a standard bottom bracket, a square taper bottom bracket in this case, and very easy to remove and install as well. The very old bottom bracket that came with the bike, a 1991 Shimano, actually I think it was another Japanese brand. It uses a loose bearing design. I actually had a video on how to remove that kind of old bottom bracket. So check it out in the top right corner of the video if you're interested in removing the vintage bottom brackets. However, the new bottom bracket, it's like a cartridge design, so it's pretty much drop-in. So you just put it in there and you put 2 screws on the 2 sides, and it's pretty much ready to go. In terms of the fit, it's a fairly decent fit for the 9-speed setup, and I believe it's going to be same for 8-speed or 10-speed if you want to build it up that way. I don't know about the compatibility with 11-speed. However, I think the 9-speed is already more than enough. And moving to the rear brake, actually my rear brake failed on me. So I actually got a new brake as well for the rear, which is Shimano's Dury V-brake. I personally still like the SRAM brakes more because the SRAM brake looks more modern. The Dury, it just kind of looks outdated a little bit. So, you know, keep a look at the Dury brake and keep a look at the SRAM single digit. I think the SRAM, the Avid, just looks so much better in this regards. But the cost of both brakes are very similar. So the Dury, I bought the set with the replaceable brake pads for I think $22 shipped, and the single digit 7 I think I bought for around $25 or $27. So really not much of a price difference. Depending on your preference on the aesthetics of the brakes, you could go either way. You could either go Shimano or you could either go SRAM Avid series. I wouldn't suggest, you know, upgrading or like putting on a Tektro V-brake on here, because Tektro V-brake, in my personal experience, they're not very, the braking force is pretty bad and they're very heavy. They're just not very well designed brakes. So if you're thinking about restoring your old bike, definitely consider any Shimano or any Avid brakes out there. And for the seat post, it's the original seat post with the original big old quick release over here. Works pretty good, no trouble, so I didn't replace it. In terms of the seat, I got a really cheap seat and a really comfortable one as well. This is a Velo branded seat. The Velo makes all different kinds of seats for all different kinds of bike manufacturers. As long as you find a Velo brand seat, it should all look very similar, okay? And I think I bought this one for like $12 on eBay. So a lot of the parts that I used, actually, I found it on eBay. So if you guys are thinking about restoring an old bike, definitely check eBay out. You might be able to find some really decent group sets, even the brand new group sets for much, much lower price than what the bicycle shop or a bicycle retailer is gonna cost you, okay? So that actually wraps up this quick walkthrough of the fully restored Schwinn Crosscut from 1991. And if you guys have any questions about this really good looking old bike, feel free to ask me in the comment section down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. And if you do find this video helpful, please do hit the like button or subscribe to my channel. And I should have more similar bicycle videos coming out for you guys, okay? So thanks again and take care.